Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's Super here and welcome to another Q&A video. I didn't plan on doing a Q&A video today, I'll be completely honest, but the MKX servers on PS4/5 are down right now, and I do not want to record on Xbox One at the moment or Xbox Series X, so here I am. Recording a Q&A video, so buckle up. Let's answer some questions. As always, leave a like on the video if you do enjoy the Q&A. I enjoy doing them. I was gonna do one maybe on Sunday, but you know what? Let's push it up today and record some more MKX whenever the servers actually come back up. Honestly, I have not been wanting to play Mortal Kombat 11. I'm just being straight up with you guys. I love the game and everything, but I just do not want to play it right now. Maybe next week. Or maybe by the Sunday or something, instead of the Q&A, I'll upload a Mortal Kombat 11 video. I played with Scorpion because he's pretty, you never forget how to play, and he's pretty easy to play, blah, blah, blah. But overall, I just have not been feeling MK11 recently, so I'm not going to force myself. But here we go. First question here. Why haven't you done any more real-life stories? And which was your favorite? All right, so I stopped doing the real life stories pretty much because I ran out of funny stories, and that's the whole point of telling funny, embarrassing stories, to make people laugh. And I hadn't had any stories in a while, and other than that, this year before the lockdown, there was a lot going on, and I probably have enough stories to tell for the rest of the year, truthfully. But I don't know if I'm gonna do any of those maybe in the future, but I will give you a quick short one right now that I'm pretty sure I never told before. I'm sure that a lot of you guys and gals that are adults would probably have made this mistake in the past, but one day back in 2017 or 18, I was getting ready to go out to a bar with friends. It was about 7 of us. We have one friend that likes to smoke weed. I'm sure you guys know where this is going, but it's not because of smoking marijuana. That day, he actually took some edibles. And now you really see where this is going, because a lot of you who probably made the same mistake that I did are flashing back to a point where you thought it was a good idea until you actually did it, and then you never did it again. Because for me, I was an idiot. I had no clue how strong these edibles were. So my friend gave me a cookie, right? And the point was to cut a piece of the cookie, and that's it, or take half, right? It was a pretty big cookie, and my dumbass did not really pay attention to what he was saying, because my friend and I were playing NBA 2K, I don't remember, NBA 2K something. We like to play the old one, so it probably was NBA 2K10, NBA 2K9, which in my opinion were the best 2K games. It was one of those two games, probably NBA 2K10. So we were playing, I didn't really pay attention, and I ate the whole cookie. So maybe 30 minutes after that, I was like, man, that's it. I don't feel anything, right? Dumbass. Because if you guys have ever done edibles, you know it takes a while to kick in. Especially if you already ate before, right? If you do it on an empty stomach, it'll kick in a little bit faster. But man, it's like if the marijuana kicked in right when I said that, right? Because I said that, and all of a sudden I feel like someone punched me in the stomach. And for edibles, the high that you get is in your stomach. It's not really in your head. The head high is when you smoke. So I felt the first punch, and then I was like, oh shit, all right. It felt all right. And then the second one came, third, fourth, and it felt like I was on a roller coaster. When the adrenaline hits and you fly down a roller coaster and all you feel is your stomach going up into your throat or something. That's exactly what I felt over and over again, really, really hard. And it wasn't only myself, all my friends were high as hell. So all I remember, right, was when I was playing, it was my ball. I had to inbound it to a player, and I didn't know that I had already inbounded to a player. So when I inbounded the ball, I kept running out of bounds. So I pretty much inbounded the ball to myself and then just ran right out of bounds. And I remember just staring at the TV, wondering if my friends thought I was high. Because that's pretty much the first thing you do. You sort of get a little paranoid. You're like, man, I'm sure these guys know I'm high as fuck right now. I don't want to look high. I don't want to look high. I don't want to look high. That's what happens. And the high did not go away for about 2.5 hours. It definitely peaked like pretty quickly. Maybe for the first 30 minutes is when I felt like that. I went to take a shower and I was like curling up in the fucking fetal position, trying to get rid of this high that was not going to do anything to me. That's like the whole point. It's just I took way too much. And ever since then, I didn't even think about taking not even a nibble off an edible. I know people like it. I know people like that type of high. But if I'm going to, do any sort of... I'd rather smoke than actually take an edible. I don't do it anymore, or I never even did it. It's just a social thing whenever I would go out sometimes. But yeah, I remember getting out of the shower and I felt like I was in there for about an hour, just trying to dry towel off, trying to like lay down and have it pass, maybe sleep for a little bit. And then my friends told me it was like I showered really quickly and it was probably 5 minutes. But for me, it felt like an hour. And the whole time I was like, man, I really hope these guys don't think I'm like too high to go out. I still went out, and inside the club or inside the bar, I forgot what is it, club or bar. They had, they had lights flashing all over the place. So for maybe the first hour that we were there, I got a drink, and obviously alcohol is gonna make it worse. Another dumb thing to do, and I was just like looking, being paranoid that people thought I was high, and looking at the lights flashing, and just staring at people. I probably look crazy as hell, but of course all my friends were high too, so they told me that they had the same, thoughts. Or I guess not as much as I did, because I'm not really used to getting high, so they were more like chill. They knew everyone was high also. But that's pretty much the worst experience that I had with marijuana. It was absolutely horrible. And I'm sure that a lot of people had similar situations where they underestimated the power of edibles and they took too much and they felt like shit. And most of the time when someone's talking about, a bad experience with weed, it's usually not smoking. It's usually edibles. So my dumb ass, thought I was invincible, and it kicked me right in the gooch. And that is the story for today. All right, how long was that? Oh, that wasn't too long. I could answer some questions. So that's definitely one of my favorite stories, though, to answer what's your favorite story. That's one of my favorite stories. The fact that I ate too much of an edible. Paranoid for about 2.5 hours. Still went out to the club and thought everyone was looking at me because I was that high. And it's a funny story. All right, next up here. Do you think Ash will make it in MK11? I honestly do not think that there will be any more DLC for MK11. I think that the focus right now is on the next NetherRealm game that is being developed. Of course, I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. You don't know for sure. The janitor working at NetherRealm Studios doesn't know for sure. But he might leak out information that everyone will run with, if you know what I mean. So, in my opinion, I said before that if 3 DLC characters were included with Kombat Pack 2, that I thought that would be it. And I'm going to hold by that. I hope I'm wrong, because I do want to see Ash in MK11. He was 100% supposed to be in Kombat Pack 1. And he was supposed to be in the first wave of DLC, but something with licensing must have happened that, or not must have, something with licensing definitely happened that caused NetherRealm not to be able to use Ash and his likeness for the first wave of DLC. So whether he's going to be DLC in the future, if there is a Kombat Pack 3, I have no idea. But I would like to see it happen. Next one here is, which missing new character from MKX would you like to see in MK11? So the new characters that are not in are Fujin, Takeda, and Ferritor, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not missing anyone else, but all the other new characters introduced in MKX are in 11. So, of course, the obvious one would definitely be Takeda, because he has so much that he could do with the lightsaber, with his kunais, with his teleport, with his telekinesis, with his whips that he has. But honestly, I would just really love to see what NetherRealm would do with another big body character like Ferritor in MK11. We need more big body characters. Like Shao Kahn is like Shao Kahn, Shiva. Who else? Kotal Kahn is kind of a big body character. But we need some more monsters in the game, and Ferritor is like a monster. So I think Ferritor would be really interesting to see. Like, they would make Ferritor fucking huge, or that's what I would wish. They would make him huge, right? The biggest character in the game. And give Ferritor some unique moves and stuff. That's what I would like to see. All right, next up here. Which DC and Marvel movies are your favorite? My favorite DC movie is probably Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is my favorite. Like, if you're talking about the DC universe, whatever the hell they call it, my favorite, like, DC branded movie is Joker. 100%. Come on, like, it's a no-brainer. Second one is probably The Dark Knight, because Joker is a featured character in there as well. And then it's probably Man of Steel. I like Joker because I think that's the perfect representation of like a Joker origin story. It might be real, it might be a hallucination, but it's up to the audience to decide. I decide that Joaquin Phoenix is the best Joker of all time. So moving on here. Oh, actually, what's my favorite Marvel movie? If you're talking about from the cinematic universe, I don't really, honestly, I'm not really a fan of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm really not. I don't remember the last movie that I watched other than Endgame, because I went with my brother watching in theaters. Obviously, that one's really good, so I'll probably go with that because I don't remember seeing any other ones, honestly. I have no interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But if you're talking about Marvel movies, X-Men 2 is probably my favorite. Let's see. What was the first fighting game that you played? That's a tough one. I don't really remember. It must have been Mortal Kombat 2 or King of Fighters 98. It was one of those two, because I remember those were the games that I played when I was the smallest, especially King of Fighters 98. There was a SNK cabinet that had multiple games, and King of Fighters 98 was one of them in the liquor store, and I would go there with my friends fighting these shady guys who were really good at the game too. And they were drunk as fuck because they would just hang out outside the liquor store. Probably gangbangers. But I definitely learned a thing or two about King of Fighters and how to play fighting games from people like that, who were nice to little kids. I don't know how nice they were to other people, but I learned a lot from, drunk cholos playing King of Fighters 98. And then I remember playing, no, it was definitely not Mortal Kombat 2. It must have been UMK3. I definitely remember playing UMK3 when I was really, really small. So it was one of those two. All right. A couple more questions here. Do you miss making Call of Duty montages? No. The short answer, no. The long answer, making a Call of Duty montage takes so much grinding that a lot of people would think that the person who is making the montage and recording clips is fucking crazy. Why the hell would you put yourself through 4 to 6 months of playing daily, at least 4 to 8 hours a day, trying to get clips, trying to hit a 5 on screen, which means you kill 5 people consecutively, and your name pops up in the kill feed 5 times in a row. Trying to hit openers and closers, meaning the best possible clips that you could get, like a 6 on screen where you need to hit your opponent with a collateral or a triple so that you could get a 6 on screen, or you have to kill somebody with 1 bullet and 4, or you have to kill 4 people with 1 bullet. Clips like that are incredibly rare. Trying to go for all that just so your video could get a couple thousand views. It's all that work for one video, and trust me, there is no better feeling than having your montage be watched by, it doesn't really matter how many people, honestly. It's just putting out a big montage that you've worked your ass on. There's no better feeling, but the reward is insignificant. So shout out to anyone that is still recording Call of Duty montages today, because not only have the Call of Duty's quality have gone down, but the standards have gone up, meaning you have to get better clips every Call of Duty, to the point where it's pretty ridiculous. Even back in 2015 when I stopped, like, the standards were already like incredibly high, and it was a pain in the ass because something that looks cool, you couldn't really use it because you didn't have 5 people lined up on the kill feed. It was all about the kill feed back in the day. And yeah, man, like I said, when you send your clips to the editor and the editor sends you back the finished product and you watch it for the first time, I cannot explain to you the joy that you feel seeing all your hard work being put into like a badass montage with some rock music. It feels so good. You like get butterflies in your stomach and you want to show it off immediately, and then you hype it up, and then the day that it's released, everyone's tweeting at you saying, oh my god, that clip was sick, you know, because you keep the clips secret from anybody except for the editor or close friends, or, you know, my brother would know the clips that I hit, obviously, but nobody else would know. So then when they would see the montage and they would see a sick clip, you know, it would get reaction. So there's no better feeling than releasing a montage that you worked your ass off. But like I said, the reward is insignificant, and I definitely do not miss it. The grind is like the worst part, because there you could go up to weeks without getting anything that's good enough to go into that montage, and that is incredibly frustrating. All right, so last question here is just Molina or Katana. Come on, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Of course I'm gonna go with the princess. Katana has always been my favorite female Mortal Kombat character of all time. Cassie was incredibly close to passing her if she would have been as cool as she was in MKX. In MKX, she had such a badass play style. I had so much fun playing her that she almost surpassed the female character that's always been #1 in my heart. That's how fun Cassie was in MKX. And then we get Cassie in MK11, and I don't want to talk about it. She looks gorgeous. She looks better than ever. The model that they use for her is gorgeous. So Cassie looks really good in MK11. But her play style is more boring than watching fucking paint dry on wall. There's nothing interesting about Cassie in MK11, and it's disappointing. All the moves that she has are boring. All of them. All of them. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I'm going to pick Katana over Molina any day. Any day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the edible story. That one is one for the memory banks, man. That story is hilarious when I think back, because I could still remember how I felt and how I probably looked if I could see myself outside of my body. I looked pathetic and ridiculous, and that makes me laugh. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you aren't subscribed already, make sure you guys do so. And if you want to see some more, there's videos popping up on the screen right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.